CSL Primetime is brought to you by Jovova Sports Uniforms and Apparel. Jovova, giving you sports experience for a lifetime. Hey folks, I'm Alex Pastervansky. This is Jovova CSL Primetime. Welcome. We've got tons to catch up on today. 5 games from the past weekend to cover. Also, Jason DeThomas is going to join me here in the studio to break down some of the matchups that took place, plus a feature story on a squad that's doing extremely well in its second CSL season, Scarborough SC. But first, Jovova game highlights, and unquestionably the York Region Shooters have been the story so far this season. Heading into action last weekend, York had a perfect 6-0 record. On paper, their matchup against Milton looked like a mismatch, first place against last, and unfortunately for Milton, they saw the Shooters at the peak of their powers Friday night. Game highlights now brought to you by Jovova Sports Apparel. Jovova, sports experience for a lifetime. Milton was in for a world of hurt Friday against the top-ranked Shooters. York has 20 goals in just 8 games so far this season, and their offense was firing on all cylinders. Alexander Stoyanovsky has been a killer for York Region. He adds to his mounting goal total here, fighting off the defender for the nice goal. 1-zip Shooters after 19 minutes, and then some rough stuff. Justin Socia comes in with the studs up tackle. Naughty. Cooler heads would prevail. Socia got a yellow. Milton had its chance. His leading scorer, Adnan Smajic, breaking in. Feeds it just out of the reach, though, of Zoran Zek. The Shooters, clinical on this day. Great feed here to Richard West, who dances around the keeper and takes it home. Last year's Golden Boot winner looking good. 2-zip York. Shooters, keeper Adrian Eben has had some big stops on the day. Here he robs the Smajic man once again. Ibanez was just getting warmed up. Second half, he victimizes Smajic again from 30 yards out. Huge stop, and he still got a shutout going until this 58th minute. Milton pressure in the box, handball. Penalty kick. Ibanez nearly denies Smajic once again. Not to be, though. Milton cuts the lead in half to 2-1. But then York just pulls away. 67th minute corner kick. Alberto Harris, picture-perfect header. York regains the 2-goal advantage. And finally, in the 83rd minute, Zoran Puzichka gets caught in no man's land. Harris burns him. Easy tapping. York all the way in this game. He makes it 4-1. That's how it ends up. That moves York to 7-0 on the season. Afterwards, team manager John Pacione shared his thoughts on his team's dominant performance on the evening.
It's probably one of our better games. We were passing the ball really good tonight, and we started with different players, and we're trying to get the right formula, but I think tonight was pretty good. Yeah. Players showed us what they really have. They were really aggressive and going towards the ball and chasing the ball around and that. And our passing, I think, was really good. We weren't giving any balls away today, and I think we're spreading the ball around. So I think if we can keep this up, we're gonna go far.
Yeah, great performance by York Region. Well, the Serbian White Eagles have been a dominant force in the CSL since rejoining the league in 2006. Just last season, the Serbs ran roughshod over the First Division, capturing the regular season title. This year, however, the Serbs have been slow out of the gate heading into last weekend, just 2 wins through their first 7 games. But there's too much talent on this squad to keep them down for long, as Toronto Atomic found out Friday. Atomic started the weekend in second place. That's not where they'd end up, though. Gorgeous goal by the Serbs to draw first blood. Nifty passing here. Jordi Josic finishes off the beautiful pass out front right there. White Eagles hop out to the 1-0 lead after 10 minutes. Atomic gets it back, though, 4 minutes later. Fantastic pass. Even better finish. The one-timer right there by Ihor Mihalevski. And Toronto knots it up at 1 apiece. Serbs claw back out front in the 24th minute. Sweet header by Milan Kusic. And the White Eagles are back up by a 2-1 count. Second half now. Atomic pressing. Mihalevski tattoos the offering off the iron, though. And then offside on the rebound. Nice save by the keeper, though, on the rebound, too. 69th minute. Sniper Dario Brezak breaks in, but Goran Skadic comes up with the game saver for the Serbs. Dying seconds now, last gasp for Atomic, but the Pavlo Babic header slides just wide of the post. So the Serbs hold on for the 2-1 win. The White Eagles needed a pick-me-up after dropping another game earlier in the week to Ukraine. They nabbed the all-important 3 points, just their 3rd win in 8 games, while Atomic dropped just their 2nd game of the season up to that point. Let's take a look at the CSL's top scorers right now before we head to break. Brought to you by the York Region Shooters Academy. From ages 8 to 18, train with professionals. Visit yorkregionshooters.com for more information. Sergei Ivliev of Ukraine leading the way with 8 goals. Richard West in second with 7 goals. Alex Stojanovsky of York Region with 5, tied with Stefan Vukovic. And then a 3-way tie for 5th place with 4 goals each. Welcome back to Jevova CSL Primetime. Hamilton SC just oozes talent all throughout its lineup. There's a mixture of former European pros and local players that have professional experience from playing all over North America. So it's a bit baffling that Hamilton has struggled thus far in 2016. Heading into last weekend, the Steel Towners had just 3 wins through their first 8 games, and their losing ways continued against Scarborough on Saturday. Scarborough had won 2 straight heading into this tilt, and they continued their hot play. 10th minute, Adis Asesic crosses it for Doran Orlovsky, but just can't get enough on the header. Moments later, Kiril Dimitrov with a nice feed for Alexander Stojilkovic. Again, though, just can't convert. 35th minute, Stojilkovic doing it all himself here, but Adrian Eben sprawls to make the nice stop. Second half, Imad Hikura with 2 of the saves of the year. Robbery. Absolutely beautiful stops by Hikura. Hamilton just could not hit pay dirt on this night. Zenko Jurcevic tries his luck from 25 yards out. Hikura equal to the task. 70th minute, Igor Kamar unmarked at the side of the net, but hits the one-timer. Good chance, gone. Finally, in the 78th minute, Scarborough breaks through. Kiril Dimitrov with the perfect feed for Stojilkovic out front, and that was all it took. Scarborough pulls out the 1-0 win. Not a ton of great chances in this game. They grinded it out. Here's defender Mark Jankovic with his thoughts on the game.
That was kind of a nail-biter. We were a little bit disorganized in the back at the beginning, and we played well. We kept running at them, and finally it paid off in the 79th minute. We got that goal. Yeah, it was a great run. It was a play actually up the whole field. We started from our goalie. We kept the ball on the ground and got it up the wing and got it across, and Stojkovic was able to finish. Great.
One of the pleasant surprises so far this year has been FC Ukraine United. And despite being a first-year expansion team, they've opened some eyes with an entertaining, high-octane style of play that's seen them pick up wins while being one of the highest-scoring teams in the CSL. Doesn't hurt that they also have the league's top sniper currently in Sergei Ivliev. On Sunday against the Brantford Galaxy, Ukraine flexed its muscles once again. Brantford had lost 2 straight, outscored 6-1 in those games. Ukraine was coming off a big 3-1 win over Serbia earlier in the week, and they draw first blood. Vitaly Dristian taps it home out front, and the boys in yellow go up by a 1-0 count. The Galaxy get it back, though, in a big way. Bojan Stepanovic, absolutely stunning free kick from just outside the box as he tucks it in. Nothing the keeper could do about that one, and all knotted up at 1 apiece. Brantford grabs the lead soon after, though. Stefan Vukovic playing a little give and go, takes the return feed, hammers it home. Galaxy up 2-1. Second half of play was all Ukraine, though. Keep an eye on Boris Milicic here as he gives a little push from behind, and the whistle goes. Penalty. Ole Karchu strokes it home from the spots, and it's a 2-2 stalemate. Up until this, sloppiness by Brantford here. Vadim Gostiev makes them pay. Ukraine regain the lead, up 3-2. Golden chance for Brantford to tie it again shortly later. Harris Redzepi dropped in the box, setting up this, but Nazir Litvin, beautiful save. And they keep the lead. Then CSL leading scorer Sergei Ivliev puts this baby to bed as he goes for a bit of a stroll here, avoids the errant ball on the field there. And that was just insurance as Ukraine doubles up Brantford by the 4-2 count. So the first-year squad continues to impress. That's their 2nd straight win, outscoring their opposition by a 7-3 count. Okay, York Region looking to stay unbeaten on the season, taking on Atomic last Sunday, and they kick things off in style. Alexander Stoyanovsky on his bicycle. Goal of the week, methinks. He's been on fire lately. That's his third of the weekend. 2 minutes later, he nearly gets a carbon copy of the first. Can't put it home, but Richard West is there to knock home the juicy rebound, and it's 2-0 for the Shooters. Second half, the Shooters were just relentless. Again, West dines out off of Stoyanovsky. Rebounds coming up right there. There's West, and that's Richard's 7th goal in 8 games. 3-zip York. Atomic, pretty quiet on the day overall. They try their luck from well out here, but Emmanuel Emiltonis sees it all the way and makes the easy stop. Vasil Shupuk under fire the whole game for Atomic. 2 big saves here, though. The second one off Stoyanovsky that bounces right to him. York did add one more, though. 62nd minute, Kamal Reed with the sweet header deflected home by Stoyanovsky. 4 goals in 2 games for Alex on the weekend. The Shooters continue to roll. 8 wins in 8 games now as they pick up 2 wins on the weekend, while Atomic suddenly find themselves slipping as they've now dropped 2 of their last 3 contests. Okay, let's take a look at the league table then and where all the teams currently sit. As mentioned, York Region, perfect 8-0 record so far, followed by Scarborough, Toronto Atomic, FC Ukraine looking good so far in their first season, Serbian White Eagles, Hamilton City, Brantford Galaxy, and Milton in last place with just 1 win so far. Welcome back to Javoba CSL Primetime. Alex Bastiabansky in the studio, joined now by our CSL analyst, Jason DeThomasis, who took in a couple of games this past weekend, is going to tell us what he saw, what he liked, and what some of the teams need to work on. York Region, Sunday night, that was the game that really impressed you. You got to go check it out.
Yeah, it was the second game that they played over the week. Big game on Friday as well. The game started off pretty cagey, but the Shooters prevailed in the end, and they showed their dominance.
Well, let's take a closer look at the game now. JT's breakdown brought to you by Days Inn Hotel, official hotel of the Canadian Soccer League. So 4-0 win over Toronto Atomic, dominant performance.
Yeah, you know, it was a good game. First 10 minutes, both teams were playing back and forth. No one wanted to make a mistake. Shooters scored a fantastic goal by one of their leading goal scorers. Alex
Stoyanovich, pardon me, Stoyanovsky. We keep laughing about these names. That was my fault this time. Stoyanovsky, pardon me. Macedonian, a gentleman who played professional soccer over there and is having one heck of a season so far for the Shooters, isn't he?
He's been in the Shooters for about 3 years. He's a native of Macedonia, like you said, played pro there. He's showing his worth. He scored a fantastic bicycle kick goal in the weekend, and he was part of the Shooters' 3rd and 4th goal, and netted a 2nd for himself as well.
What did you like about the Shooters from the stuff that you saw? What was their setup like?
I don't think the coach would be upset. I saw a 4-3-3 formation. It's a good formation, I think. It's quite a bit of work that's required from the wingers. Alex being a winger, and Richard West being the other winger. Yeah. Phenomenal work effort, and with them on the wings, it's a pretty easy formation to play.
Richard West still bringing it. Absolutely incredible. Last year's CSL Golden Boot winner, of course. He's 2nd in league scoring right now. Scored a goal in Milton on Friday night against Milton, and scored another deuce yesterday against Atomic. The guy just keeps on going, doesn't he?
He's showing it's no fluke. He's year in, year out, he's scoring, and again, 2 big goals in the weekend to put Shooters, again, undefeated so far in the season and top of the table.
Were you expecting a little bit more from Atomic?
You know what, considering their position and considering the recent loss on the weekend, I thought that they'd come out to try to dictate the game. They looked like they were nervous, that they didn't want to let in the first goal, and obviously they did, and I think that set the actual pace for the rest of the game. The floodgates
were open from that point, basically. Yeah. Okay, second game was FC Ukraine, who have really picked it up lately. First-year team, looking very impressive so far. Big 5-2 win over Brantford on Sunday. Yeah,
it's their 2nd win in a row. You know what? They're scoring goals. They have a leading goal scorer in the league. We're still not very happy or impressed, if you want to say, about their goals against. Yeah. But so far, it's going well with them being able to score. But that's not always going to be the case, so hopefully if they tighten up, it'll prove to be well for them.
It's great to see a first-year team, though, that's not just sitting back and playing defensive and letting the other team come to them. These guys are actually playing a fast-paced, a high-octane type of game, scoring lots of goals. As mentioned, it doesn't hurt that they've got the top scorer in the CSL, and Sergei Ivliev right now on the team. 17 goals allowed, though, as you mentioned, so they do need to tighten up just a little bit defensively.
Yeah, it's difficult to always overcome a deficit, but you know what? If they're still scoring, it's it's a pretty good thing to have going for you.
And a big win over an established CSL team in the Serbian White Eagles last Monday as well.
Yeah, that was a shocker. I thought it would be a Serbia win, just given Serbia, hadn't had the best run of luck. But Ukraine came in and said, you know what, we're going to show you we're meant to be here.
Right. Hamilton SC, a team that, of course, was in London last year and has got its first year in Hamilton now. And I think we expected a little bit more of Hamilton so far. They're having a rough start to the season so far. So much talent on this team, but some significant struggles right now as they lost again on Saturday.
Yeah, like you said, they have individually, they're fantastic. It just coming together is proving to be difficult. They have players, I guess, coming in from different parts, again, being an expansion team from London. I think eventually it should work, but hopefully it's not too late towards the end of the season, because right now they're struggling with 3 losses in a row.
Right. So much talent, like we said. They got the Harris Vaslajic, they've got the Drazen Vukovic and stuff like that. But as you mentioned, so many different things, and also different languages of different players coming in from different spots. Of course, since they did make the move from London last year, players also coming in from Waterloo, coming in from Toronto, Croatia, who used to be in the league and stuff. So players from different locations. How long does it typically take for a team to gel like that when you've got so many new players coming in? Is it just a matter of chemistry, really?
I think it's chemistry. I think it's establishing, certain leadership roles, certain roles on the field and outside the field. It's difficult to say. Some teams prove to be pretty quick. Some teams it takes years in any sport, really. So
right.
It's hard to say.
Stefan Vukovic did score a goal for Brantford this weekend in their loss to Ukraine. Stefan, a guy we talked about in our preview last week, former Canadian under-20 national team player. But Stefan and Brantford, well, Stefan not exactly struggling, but his team is struggling so far. Brantford slow out of the gate so far this year.
Yeah, you know what? It's been a battle of attrition this year. A lot of games have been double headers, Friday and Sunday. So it's showing that some teams may need conditioning. The skill is there, but that Sunday game is proving to be difficult for a lot of teams.
And what do teams do when they notice that teams traveling from, well, not quite so far away, but to also have a shorter bench? You mentioned just hammer them in the first half typically because you know you're going to tire them out.
Yeah, if you got a full bench, you know what? If you're going full guns blazing first half, you wear down teams, and you'd be surprised that 45 minutes of constant pressure is going to wear you out pretty quick.
Right, and Brantford does have a mix of younger guys and older guys too, and the older guys may be fading a little bit faster right now. So thanks so much for being here.
Of course.
For JT's breakdown, and we'll have you back next week, of course, so thanks a lot, buddy.
Thank you.
Okay, more CSL Primetime coming up in just a moment. Welcome back to Javova's CSL Primetime. Scarborough SC charged out of the gate this season and hasn't slowed down yet. The second-year team currently sits second in the standings, and that should surprise no one considering the list of top-notch players, both homegrown and imports, they have on the roster. It's been a great story so far, and we find out more about what makes Scarborough SC tick in this week's Team Spotlight, brought to you by Olympic Trophies, official trophy supplier to the Canadian Soccer League. Kiril Dimitrov had a vision. The former Bulgarian First Division professional and CSL veteran wanted to field his own team in the league. And in 2015, he did just that, launching Scarborough SC. The squad struggled during its first season, missing out on the playoffs. This year, however, they've been one of the league's best, currently sitting second overall in the standings.
Last year we had a good team. We didn't get the results we always wanted. We played well, and we come up short some games, and we didn't have as deep a bench this year. So we brought some players over from Bulgaria, Serbia, Bosnia, and the quality's really high. We can move up the field extremely fast. We defend pretty well, and when we do recover the ball, it's like sometimes within 2-3 passes we can end up with a chance on net, and I really like that.
Scarborough boasts an enviable roster of CSL standouts. The offense is led by Bosnian import Adis Hasesic, fourth overall in league scoring last season with 16 goals. Hasesic previously won a CSL title with SC Waterloo in 2013.
when he comes on, it's like for me as a defender, it's that he's strong. He's not the biggest guy, but he's strong as hell. He knows how to protect the ball, get his arms out. He's a problem for the other teams.
Head coach Ricardo Perez has a rock-solid defensive unit that's allowed the second fewest goal total in the league thus far. It all starts in goal with Imad Hikura.
Amazing players, agile. He's amazing shot stopper, really good with his feet. He can move the ball, get it out of his hands and move it up the field really fast. Just excellent goalie. For me, he's the best goalie in the league.
The duo of Mark Jankovic and Nemanja Sumenovic anchor the defense.
He's a little emotional on the field in practice and in games, but he's an excellent defender. He's strong. He gets in the way. He thwarts the other team's attack all the time, and when he does get the ball, he looks forward all the time, which I like, and it fits to our style. 2, 3, 4, 5, switch.
Jankovic is a towering presence at 6'7", with quick feet that surprise many considering his size. Obviously, his superiority in the air is key.
I don't know, sometimes I think we have like Peter Crouch on the field, but he's not that better than him, but I think he's doing well in the back to defenses. So when I was playing against him, he got like a lot of skills, like better than me, of course, especially in the air. So yeah, he's like so tall. So every time when they got a corner kicks or free kicks, like we got a lot of problems when he's playing. He's a pretty good guy too, but excellent player too.
Back to owner/GM/forward Kiril Dimitrov. At 30, still one of the most lethal players in the CSL.
He doesn't stop running. You see him at practice. He just is like a little bumblebee. He's all over the place, and he's an excellent player. Good touch, good control. He can score goals. He's great.
While the season is roughly only a third of the way completed, Hasesic sees enough good things from the second-year squad to be bold in his outlook.
Because these guys are like every single person, like are professionals, like big professionals. There's a lot of skills players. Like I think this team this year we're gonna go like we can go all the way to the top, of course.
Okay, we're nearly out of time. Let's take a look at the plays of the week before we go. Number 5, Atomic versus Serbia. Ihor Mihalevski with the gorgeous one-timer in a losing effort for Toronto. Number 4, Adrian Eben of York Region with the larceny here on Adnan Smajic of Milton, part of a 4-1 Shooters win last Friday. Number 3, Brantford's Bojan Stepanovic going all David Beckham on Ukraine with the gorgeous free kick just over the wall. Number 2, Scarborough's Imad Hikura was a monster against Hamilton. Not one, but 2 massive stops from close range. And number 1, normally that would have been number 1, but this is tough to top. Alex Stoyanovsky of York with the bicycle kick against Atomic. Take another look. Incredible body control. That is definitely our CSL play of the week. And we are out of time for this week. Just remember, though, you can head to CanadianSoccerLeague.ca to get all your up-to-date league information. At CSL_soccer in the Twitterverse, and Jevova Canadian Soccer League on Facebook. See you next week, folks. Thanks for watching.